Hello guys, this is Zach. I am here to show off some theory crafting ideas that I have for Overpass, as Overpass is one of the most CT-sided maps there is in CS2 in the competitive map pool. I want to show you guys some ideas and tips that I have practiced on to ensure that that Overpass could be a nice easy side, mainly on the T side, as CT side is pretty easy. With the T side, I recommend looking over the AGO Nor video regarding Overpass and its 5 zones. It breaks down a good deep dive on how Overpass as a map in its pure basic form works. And for this video, we're going to be focusing more primarily on 3 zones with a 4th zone of long, talking a little bit about how long works. We're going to be talking about the monster, the short area, and the middle of A, which is like the bathroom area, leading up connector, etc. So for monster, there isn't really like a lot of contention. You can work with monster a decent amount. Like this space right here for monster, you have a good amount of space to work with. A lot of the utility will just be blocking off the short monster pipe. There's usually and it's the monster smoke, so you could easily just go off of simple monster. And some must know util is primarily the toxic molly, as this is the main contention. So, so for this, you want to go to the can, aim right here, jump through right here. This will get you the toxic molly. However, when you're coming out in A, when the entry is coming out of here, there's a lot of different angles that the entry has to worry about. He has to worry about this spot, close right, close left. There's a lot of areas that the entry needs to focus on. So what I think for this is you can go to, when you're about to ready for an execute, you go up here, you can aim right on this eye, then run to the throw. With this smoke, it's going to allow you to block off this headshot angle here, cuts off half of the map as well. You could also, and for your guy who's throwing the pit molly, you can just stand right in the spot here, same spot, aim right here, and just simple throw. It cuts off the angles a lot in half. That way the entry can focus on these angles right here after the flash. Doesn't have to worry about this area because it's polyed off. Just has to worry about here, worry about this headshot angle here, and then heaven. And then he can go in and plant the bomb. Super easy in fact. You can work with just this space right here. For bonus, you can also smoke heaven from here. I could show you off this smoke right here. Go right here, aim a little bit right here, and then run until you hit the shadow. Once you hit the shadow, you basically smoked off heaven. Just like that, perfectly, nice and easy. Short side is a little bit more tricky as CTs are primarily ones that fight for contention. A lot of the time, you're under defaulting, you throw this molly right here. To run and stop, you throw this molly. Usually it will stop the T's from going right here. However, CTs will also throw this molly right here. Pretty easy for them. It's very easy for them to throw the molly if they're a B player. They'll throw the molly, they'll sometimes break the door. In basic Pugs, I normally don't see that. If you do want space pretty fastly, if you got like one of the bad spawns, you can go right into this corner here, aim right here. Center of crosshair is right here. Jump throw. Be aware of the crossing train because it could block the smoke. Oh, block right here. Waterfall down. It is really good for the initial molly. However, it's very weak to the ROPS molly, where he goes right up here, aims right here, then runs and throws. It's a deep molly. It's very weak to that setup, but this is a really good setup if CTs want to take like additional B control if they are coming from the B side. And usually short is the primary station for executes, as you do have a lot of space to work with. You could take connector as well. It's a focal point that short is really what T's can fight for when they want to execute on B. It's a really good space. Because you could be sitting in this corner here, you can watch connector if anyone's popping down, you can cut off the rotates, you could also boost, have another boost right here, you could watch over here. There's a lot of space, and if you see Overpass B short, there's not a lot of space. But there is a ton of space and a ton of room, because there's so many ways you could execute just from short alone. There isn't really a lot of ways you could execute from monster. With that said, With that said, you can also, with that said, with that, bleh, sorry about my speaking points. I do get a little nervous when I lose track. So, anyways, with short you can take a lot of space. You can execute here. The only angles you really have to be careful of is like this headshot angle. You don't really have to focus more on this angle over here, because you can just run past it. You can hold this angle, peek right here. You're focusing more on like the pit angle here, graffiti sometimes. If bridge is smoked off and heaven is smoked off, you're really focused on here. Then once you go here, then you can turn right. Turn right, you have to focus more on monster. Then you can go right here onto bridge, hit this, get this person, and then you can just go down into pit. There's a lot of different angles that you have to really focus on, primarily on short. So I'll show you guys that. So I do have like a couple ones that I really like to focus on. I think the main one I want to do is like a heaven smoke plus a headshot molly. Right here. So you can go right here, aim right around here, and then just simply jump throw. That'll smoke off your heaven. It'll bounce it off. For the headshot, you can go right here, aim right here, run to the throw. That will also it'll pop. The molly will pop down right here. You could also do you could also do like a headshot smoke as well. You just have to be more right and then just run it. But for me, I like doing the molly a lot more because it's more consistent. You just go right here, aim here, run, molly. It'll smoke off the headshot area. Yeah, I'll just I'll volley off the headshot area, burn anyone in there. That way you have less angles to primarily focus on. Since Overpass B, there are a lot of headshot angles that you have to focus on, and the more you smoked off, more angles you smoke off, the better. The better the chance that the entry can get a good kill, and they can only focus on certain areas of the map where they need to get the kill. Now, let's talk about on A. With A, you're not going to have a lot of space initially. Most of the time, you're going to have this smoked off. You're going to also have this mollied right here. You're going to have playground mollied. You're going to have this smoked off. You can use the smoke to extinguish the molly and take space. Take space right here, because you are fighting. The initial fight you can go is right here, around mid, and then bathroom area, because Overpass is a step-by-step guide. On A site, there are 3 steps. The first initial step is getting out of playground and taking found control. The next step is taking the mid bathroom's control. Then the last area is the execute right here, from bank to truck and to all this area. We're not going to talk about like how to execute on the A site. We're going to be talking about more how to take space before your execute. We're going to talk primarily more on that. We're not going to be talking about. We're going to talk a little bit about the short area, but we're not at the connector area. But we're not really going to talk about that as much, since most of the time, A players will never typically go connector. They'll go it once in a while. That's usually the B players who will usually go down, take a peek, and then one back when the connector door is blown open. And face it, in Pugs, you don't see that too much. So if you don't see a door blown open on connector, you could just assume that a player is usually not down here. But if they are down here with the door not blown off, you could simply just ignore them. You could just smoke it off and just run into A site, since that they're not defending A whatsoever. So for usually with this smoke, like usually you have this off, you have the molly right here. Usually smoke it off here. Usually smoke it off here. Then you can try to take found control, usually with a flash, take out long. You can do initial stuff as well. You could take like a front bathroom smoke right here, aim right here, and just throw. You could also do a divider smoke as well, combine it with a divider smoke, like here. I'll smoke off divider. Yep, just right in front of divider. That's actually pretty perfect, not gonna lie. You could also do like a molly like deep, so that way you have space to work with, like right here, run. It'll molly off the entire back area. Molly off the entire back area, so that way you have enough space that you can take space. This will be smoked off, divider will be smoked off. The back of the molly will be here, and you have a bunch of party space as well as here. Usually costs 2 smokes at a molly, and then you can set up your execute like right around here. You do have to be mindful that a player can hide in the smoke. They can hide within the divider smoke, make sure that they can catch you off. You can also delay the molly to here to make sure anyone gets caught off. Usually the angles you're going to be primarily worried about is mainly here and here. What you can do is, if you want to set up an execute, you can go right here, aim right here, simple jump throw. This will kind of isolate the angles from here and here. So that way the bathroom guy can get a little bit of space, but not too much, but they will make so much noise. Like if you're in here, they make so much noise, you can easily cut them off. Like you can first isolate this angle right here, and if someone is bathroom right here, you will know where they're at. And also, if they're jump spotting from dice, they're not going to see you as much. Like, with that smoke, they're not going to see you. Like, I'll show you. They're not going to see you with that smoke. There's no... It's just a simple jump throw. Right here, aim here, jump throw. They're not going to see... It's going to land right in front of the steps. And then they're just not going to see you. Yeah, they're not going to see you at all from this area. They can only see it from the bathrooms area, sure, but they can't really see you at all. That's pretty much just mid-A. You could use typically, like, 3 smokes. Usually it's like 3 smokes and a molly at max, if you feel like it. So that way you have enough space to work with on Overpass A, then you can execute on the site. That's usually your step, because it's in step 1. This is your step 2 process. We're going to talk about a little bit of long, but not too much, because I feel like long is kind of like a lurky portion of the map. Long is like one of the weird statuses, because it's like a lot of people are not going to fight for long. Since it's like so super long away, very rarely I ever see people on the CT side go take long. Usually on the T side you do have long a bit of free because it doesn't really provide space for CTs, because the main focus is mainly on mid, never really on long. Because long is kind of like a weak point where if your A players die and you are long, T's can straight up take A, and they have to be a little bit focused more on long. Not too much, but they can be focused on long. You can do like a long lurk smoke, which I would say it's okay if you want to do a step-by-step guide on how to take long. So you can go right here, aim by the flower. It's gonna smoke by the first step right here, so that way you're not gonna be spotted by bank or sign. You're not gonna be spotted by the jump spot as well. Yeah, you're not going to be spotted by the jump spot at all, so it's going to provide like useless information, so you can go onto the left side right here and not be seen at all. If you want to take like a wide stance, you could also just keep the grate, and stay on the grate on the AC area, make sure you're good there. But otherwise, I think this is a good information video on taking space on Overpass. I know I didn't do any information about connector, as I feel like in Pugs and Face It, you're not going to be worried about that too much. If you do see it though, try to stay away from it, as they're going to be usually the B defender wanted to take short control. But with that further said, I would just like to say thanks for watching me ramble and rant about this for a couple minutes, like 10, 20-ish minutes. If you do find this useful, hit a like button, share this video with other individuals that in the Counter-Strike scene, making sure that they read the information, they read the message as well. If you got a comment and that you want to say anything about it, then let me know. If you got any ideas on what videos you want me to make, what theory crafting ideas that I should produce, let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great time. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day.